You need to help find the deed, or the park is history. Jamie will give you all the help she can.
Well, maybe you're the one.
There's only one thing. Jamie's got a twin sister who won't be very helpful. You have to find the deed before tomorrow morning, and it's somewhere in the park.
Look, I know this isn't your problem, but at least you can still get into the park.
But once you get inside, you never know who you're gonna meet.
Hey, I hide out back here every so often. Get away, try and get my bearings straight. We folks don't usually see things as they are. We see them as we are. I'm not sure what's worse, living a lie or losing it. All I know for sure is that happiness is hard to find in ourselves and impossible to find elsewhere. Once you find it, it can be gone in an instant. Strange. Pain goes away, but the wound stays forever.
A moment. I know this hasn't been easy for you, but don't lose faith now. You're in the final stages. Keep also in mind an old saying. The absent are always at fault. And a word of advice. It's much harder to be trusted than it is to be loved. Don't let your feelings cloud your mind. And lastly, remember, if you need more tokens, try the casino.
Hey now, you're getting down to the short strokes, so let me put you wise to a few things. First of all, don't expect justice when might is right. You'll always be disappointed. Second, as you're looking around, keep in mind that the innocent never insist on the guilt of others. Glass houses and all that, you know. And last, you don't want to insult the alligator until you cross the river. So button your lip. Got it?
Oh, sure. Teach looks good around here. Why not? He's like the tallest guy in a tribe of dwarfs. Who wouldn't look good? But he's sold out, too. Made his choices. And he's none too happy about them. Seems like every form of refuge has its price. In his case, he's living a lie.
You again? You know, everybody thinks I'm so smart, but I'll tell you this. An ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. It's just that Janie's too smart for her own good. And beautiful, too. She's like a rotten fish laying on the sand at night. She shines, and she stings.
Well, hello there. You're looking a bit ragged. Now's not the time to be feeling sorry for yourself, so buck up. Remember that hope never abandons you. You abandon it. I'm sure everyone's a little tired around here. I think fatigue makes cowards of us all, but you're getting there. So move forward. Don't forget that it's better to face a danger once than it is to always live in fear.
Howdy, neighbor. Caught me kind of goofing off. Gotta get out of the glare sometime, you know what I mean? I hate to see those girls going at each other, though. There was a time when they were closer than peas in a pod, my friend. Yeah, sure, okay. Janie's ambitious, even if she's not sure what for. But look, so is her dad. Nothing's wrong with that, huh?
All that squabbling between them girls. You can't really blame either one. Janie fell in with a bad crowd. I told her once, swans don't swim in the sewer. But who am I to be gabbing? Not like she'd listen anyway. And Jamie's so darn headstrong, she was always saying that she wanted to make her own mistakes, not mine or Champ's. Maybe she has.
Hey, you look like a reasonable person. I can appreciate that. I'm a dollars and cents guy myself. Now, You've come pretty far and invested a bunch of time. Maybe it's time to put something away. Save a little. Take a few chips off the table, if you know what I mean.
My sister would say to go through doors 1 and 2. I'm the only honest person in this place. I'm telling you, you need to go through doors 1 and 2. My sister would say to go through doors 1 and 3. My sister is a liar, if she's even my sister. The right doors are 1 and 4. My sister would say to go through doors 1 and 4. Listen to me, I never lie. Go through doors 1 and 3. Don't listen to her. She can't help lying. It's her nature. Go through doors 2 and 3. My sister would say to go through doors 2 and 3. My sister would say to go through doors 2 and 4. She always lies, but it's never gotten her anywhere. You need to go through doors 2 and 4. Honest. My sister would say to go through doors 3 and 4. I always tell the truth, but since we're twins, she gets away with murder all the time. The right doors are 3 and 4. Now you've got to be careful here. It's an old trick of the oracles. Only 2 of these doors are going to lead you on. The other 2 are real bad news. Now the way to decide...
Wait! What are you doing here? I can't believe that you'd show your face. Now the judge's orders were crystal clear. You were not allowed in the park. Only you could stand there with a straight face, right smack in the middle of the park, and tell me to get out. Who do you think you are? I have got as much right to be here as you do. I'm just protecting my rights, and seeing you here makes me glad I am. Now leave us alone so we can get on with it.
Leave you alone?
Ha! You big phony. He is here to help me. I'm trying to show him the right doors, and all of a sudden, here you are.
Far be it for me to speak ill of either of my charges. But let me tell you this. Jamie never strays from the truth. And Janie's never seen a lie she wouldn't tell. She doesn't lie because it's in her interest. She lies because it's in her character. So ask each of them your question, and then choose wisely and well. And remember that with every blessing comes the reverse.
In a case of a prank gone wildly wrong, Skyview Park reported today that an Airstream trailer, the sleeping quarters for the park's magician, was completely demolished by a fire allegedly set by 2 young children. No body was recovered, but the fire department said the heat was so intense that all traces of the body disappeared.
call yourself a newspaper man, a professional? Ha! I'm beginning to think that you wouldn't know a great story if it bit you in the ass. That park is a dangerous rat trap which needs to be shut down. We've got to get inside and get the facts. You can do it. Hell, you've known the twins longer than anyone, and they trust you. Now get down there and get that story.
Jamie, how did it come to this? Sisters fighting, lawsuits flying, the town in an uproar, the park shut down. It all seems so sad and futile, not to mention your dad's passing away.
My dad loved this park more than he loved us. It was always the park, the park. People say that my father was generous. Yeah, to the freaks, the phonies, and the foreigners. This park's coming down. The land will be sold, and we're going to get what we need around here instead of this beat-up old eyesore.
But why did you have to sue your own sister?
I'm suing my sister for one reason. She is a starry-eyed dreamer just like Dad. Some people say I'm greedy. Well, maybe so, but mostly I'm a realist, and I'm going to get what's mine.
My ruling is final. You've got until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to present evidence showing ownership. Otherwise, the park will remain closed and will be sold immediately. We cannot postpone the scheduled demolition any longer. That'll be quite enough. And as for you young ladies, you both are directed to stay out of the park until this matter is resolved. This court is adjourned.
What happened? What happened?
It's not good. We've got tonight to find that paper from my father, or sand. I mean, they're going to tear the park down, and I'm not supposed to go back until the case is over, so I know it looks hopeless. Maybe it is. Oh, great. Just who I needed to see right now. You know, you always show up at the worst time. I'm sorry you had to see me this way. I can only keep it up for so long, you know? My dad tried to be strong for everyone, and it killed him. He never wanted to disappoint anyone. And now they expect me to make things right. Look, I know this isn't your problem, but at least you can still get into the park. And they won't trust you at first, but you can play along, you know, lose a few tokens. That won't be hard, and maybe they'll open up a bit. Now that I think about it, you know, this might just work.
Welcome to Skyview, or what's left of it. And not a moment too soon. Not a very pretty picture, is it? But then, who said life was fair anyway? Jamie's dad, the champ, spent his entire life trying to keep this place for the cause. Then he dies abruptly at the most crucial time in the park's history. Now it looks like the place is doomed, unless you can help. What else are you doing with your life anyway? Touching scene from the Midway. Of course, the real question is, where was everyone the night champ died? Somebody saw something, that's certain. But Sam is right about one thing. The champ held this place together. Now it's every man, woman, and child for himself. So, let me suggest that if you wish to help, both vendors are the key. You gotta win them over, or you will never succeed. You must beat them at their own games. In their world, only 3 things matter: fear, respect, and tokens. Everything else is a con. They won't fear you because they've nothing to lose, and you haven't got the tokens to buy them off. So, you start with respect. And note as well that some of them are very sore losers. You'll want to be careful what you ask for, since you may well receive it. Now return and make your way. The old senator may have lost a bit of his strength, but he still has the heart of a lion. At the same time, it doesn't seem to me that he's entirely pleased to have you snooping around. Perhaps he has something to hide. Who knows? In any case, if you plan to help, you must know this. The booth vendors are the key. You've got to win them over, or you will never succeed. You must beat them at their own games. In their world, only 3 things matter: fear, respect, Everything else is a con. They won't fear you because they've nothing to lose. And you haven't got the tokens to buy them off. So, you're stocked with respect. And note as well that some of them are very sore losers. You want to be careful what you ask for, since you may well receive it. Now return and make your way. A moment, please. Let's not be getting ahead of ourselves. There's plenty of time for snooping around and a great deal of fun. Some blackmail, a touch of arson, maybe even murder. Time alone will tell. Right now, there's a much bigger problem. The champ is freshly buried in the ground, and his old daughter and the city are trying to wreck the park. No one can find the deed that he always spoke about. It was in the safe in his office before he died. So if you intend for help, you should know this. You've got to win them over, or you will never succeed. You must beat them at their own games. In their world, only 3 things matter: fear, respect, and tokens. Everything else is a con. They won't fear you because they've nothing to lose, and you haven't got the tokens to buy them off. So, you're stocked with respect. And note as well that some of them are very sore losers. You'll want to be careful what you ask for, since you may well receive it. Now return and make your way.
I'm sorry. Maybe I read you wrong. You know, you have to have a little faith in someone. You just look like you might not mind butting into somebody else's battle, especially when you're helping the good guys. But now I just don't know. You know, Champ used to say, you can explain things to people, but you can't understand for them. So what's the deal? In or out? You know, you were always just a little reluctant, not to say afraid. Not exactly someone to count on in the clutches. Well, frankly, if you're going to just stand around waiting for someone else to tell you what to do, you might as well just go stand somewhere else. Some truth seeker you are. One of those seekers born every minute. I say, do it or beat it.
Well, my little friend, it looks like you took a wrong turn, or 2, and lost your way. Of course, you're not doing anyone any good wandering around out here. Why don't you head out over there and take a sharp left? You will see the park employee's door, which leads to the back lot. If the guards gives you any trouble, tell him Pacer said it was A-OK.
Still looking? Well, one word of advice. You'll find it in the last place you look. It's a damn shame all this squabbling over some real estate like it's more important than people. You can keep your law books. They're nothing but trouble. Still looking, huh? Well, one word of advice I can give you. You'll find it in the last place you look, but I don't want to bother your search, so I'll just clean. I mean clear out of here.
Oh, God, you found it. Who would have thought it'd be sitting right there? Okay, now is the touchy part. Now, Dad always said that suspecting a friend was worse than being deceived by one. So it's up to you. Let's wrap this up. I know that getting even is no way to get ahead, but whoever it is has to be stopped.
Oh, I'm glad you're here because this place needs a big gulp of the truth. I keep telling people that it's more work to hide the truth than to tell it, even if you have to tell it and run. And talking about running, telling the truth is like turning on a light in a dark room. Well, we'll be seeing the roaches heading for the rafters any minute now. Yeah, but straight shooting's not the Carney way. I think that the truth doesn't hurt unless it ought to. So, go ahead. Give it a shot. I hope you picked the right one. Oh, I'm glad you're here because this place needs a big gulp of the truth. I keep telling people that it's more work to hide the truth than to tell it, even if you have to tell it and run. And talking about running, telling the truth is like turning on a light in a dark room. Well, we'll be seeing the roaches heading for the rafters any minute now. Yeah, but straight shooting's not the Carney way. I think that the truth doesn't hurt unless it ought to. So, go ahead. Give it a shot. I hope you picked the right one.
Hey, my friend, what's with you anyway? Have a bad day? Well, thanks for nothing, and don't hurry back. I don't know. You were sure off to a great start, and you were looking good at the turn, but then you kind of petered out. Now you're just another nag at the track, another contender. Well, as they say, the weather is here. Wish you were beautiful. They're always telling me to be more understanding. God knows I've tried. But usually, somebody drops the ball and breaks my heart. You and me, we've been through a lot together. And all I can say is that most of it was your fault. Not exactly where I expected to see you end up. Afraid you were misled by another pretty face. But like they say, you get the face you deserve. Next time, if there is one, listen more carefully to the girl's answers. The choice is clear. I hope you'll forgive my pun, but coming this far without finding that deed is a lot like kissing your sister, even if she is rotten to the core, not to mention leaving all of us out in the cold. Hey, for somebody who came so close, I don't understand why you be packing your bags right now. I know curiosity killed the cat, but aren't you a little interested in who did it? Well, even though they only play baseball every once in a while these days, it's still 3 strikes and you're out. You came pretty close. Maybe next time.
Who told you I was the one? Well, they're wrong, and it serves you right. I hope you're truly embarrassed. I'm just trying to get along here. Live and let live. Fact is that every day I get out of the bed these days is a good day. Got one foot in the grave as it is. Not trying to get in anybody's way, don't want to be a bother, and now I'm accused of foul deeds. Pity.
Not likely. It's just not my style. And anyway, what gives you the right to strut in here like you own the place? Turn the place upside down and then start pointing fingers? You got more nerve than a platoon of Marines. So get lost before I round up my own crew and show you what's what.
Hey! This isn't some trivial, corny guessing game. You're talking about people's lives here, and what little goodwill and reputation they might have left in this lousy town. Don't you toss around accusation that you came back up. I'd say best leave well enough alone around here. You're a loose cannon, man. An accident waiting to happen.
No way. It's the tattoos, isn't it? Everybody's always picking on me for these rotten tattoos. Well, I'm real sorry. But you've got the wrong guy this time. Well, I've had some problems a while back, and I've been living them down ever since. But I'm not taking the fall for this one.
Yeah, right. You know, I had a good friend once who used to say, any excuse will serve a tyrant, but there's really no excuse for you. You're just dead wrong. No 2 ways about it. Now beat it before you really get me mad. And believe you me, that's not a pretty sight.
Me? Moi? Yeah, right! I had high hopes for you, but you're letting me down, pally boy. You know, we're not all bad people. We're just trying to get by, make a buck. You gotta look under the skin, my friend. I know that's not a pretty thought, but we're all the same inside. Hopes, fears, desires, pain. Sound familiar? And go on, pick on somebody else.
I knew it. Damn, I just knew you'd pick on me for no good reason. I know I stick out around here. Ladies are few and far between, but that doesn't mean I do a thing like that. You can't go by face value, 'cause it has none. I can sure tell you that. Not then, not now. So give me a break and go and pick on someone else.
Wait just a minute. What are you talking about? I've been the only person in this joint to give you the straight story, and now you turn on me? I'm no happier about this situation than you are. But I take my medicine and I move on. I don't look for someone else to blame. Now get over it.
Jesus, picking on a dead man, that's beyond low. You're gonna have to find a suspect who can fog a mirror, if that's not too tough. And find someone else to put up with your crap from here on out. It sure won't be me.
That's right. I'm the one. Not really that much of a surprise, is it? Just look at me. Everyone else does, ever since I was a kid. Always on display, on my best behavior. You think it's easy? I stuck around here seeing Champ on the side even though it was over a long, long time ago. But what choice did I have? What else can an old woman do? Then I had to watch him with her. They didn't flaunt it, but everyone knew, and they let me know in their own way. Once he died, I figured it was the chance to finally get out. So now we're even. Not happy, but even.
Hey, believe me, I had my reasons and they were good ones. Whatever you think. And they're all mine. Hey, you weren't walking in my shoes, so don't try to put yourself in my place, all right? After a while, it's too easy to confuse what you're selling with what they're buying, and that, my friend, is not healthy. Hey, I never meant to lose the money, and these guys, they don't play nice. They sold my marker to the developers, and it was all downhill from there. But, you know, hey, I didn't care. I did it because I'm sick to death of this place, and that's it. I'm not proud of it, but what's done is done.
I don't need your long face or your pity. I grew up in the original town without pity, so you got nothing to teach me. That's what this life is all about, every day, all day long. You trust somebody, you let your guard down, your history. And I made all the mistakes and then some. So you found out. Janie was blackmailing me. I trusted her with all my secrets and she turned against me. Big deal. Had nothing, lost nothing.
Surprised that I had it in me? Well, you shouldn't be. You think it's easy to always be the class clown, the butt of every joke and everyone's errand boy? I couldn't grow if I wanted to, because they wouldn't let me. Some friends lording it over me, everybody else getting ahead and me just sitting here. I know now that I just stayed too long at the fair. Should have moved on. Stayed to look out for the others. Serves me right. You know, I could have been big.
You understand. Ha! You insolent young pup. You don't understand a damn thing. This was my whole life. My reason for getting up every day. In fact, some days it was the only thing I held my head up for. And then it was gone. Taken away. They threw me away just like that. Forgot the roots. Forgot the old times. What would you do? Well, I did it. And that's it.
Look, in the end, it wasn't even close. I gave and gave. All that time, all those years. And it turned to dust. It just got too heavy. I was tired. The others didn't see it coming, but that's okay. It wasn't their job to steer the ship. That's what I signed on to do. I guess I wasn't up to it. This way, at least, the girls will have something. Sorry if I let everyone down.
Let's not kid ourselves. You got me. But before you toss any stones, ask yourself what you'd have done. This place isn't a convent, it's a business, and a dirty one at that. So it's all about money anyway. I just thought I'd get mine, the easy way. Less fuss, more fun, no regrets. I worked like a dog all these years, and he was still gonna put her in charge of the park. No justice, no way.
I don't want your sympathy. I earned the chance to run this place, and I deserved it, not him. Your lousy sympathy is like Chinese food. It's good for an hour or two, and then the emptiness comes back in spades. You don't get over these things until you get on with them. Face them directly and put them behind you. Then you can get on with your life, such as it is. At least, this was my plan. This place was ancient history, dead already. I just helped it lay down and die.
Champ never could face the facts or make up his mind about the girls. He couldn't pick one or the other, and he waited till it was too late. He couldn't make the hard decision, and no one else here was about to. So I figured that's what these judges get paid to do. Let them work it out. But I never thought it would go this far. I never meant to hurt the park.
It's all explained in that real estate book on Champ's bookshelf. It's called Advertise Permission. There's a whole section of the book which is marked with that big yellow envelope. If you stay on some land for a long, long time and everyone knows about it and no one says boo, then even if you're not the real deal legal owner, you might get to stay. Of course, Champ was planning to make it all nice and legal once he filed that piece of paper with the county recorder, had it locked up tight in the safe.
Yeah, once. That and 5 cents used to get you a cup of coffee. Right now, we don't even have that. We're sitting here empty-handed with a stolen deed and a few lousy hours left before they demo the place, and we get a one-way ticket to Palookaville. Makes me so mad. I mean, why now? Why did Champ have to go now?
Who could imagine? They just buried the Champ. He's most likely writhing in his grave, while his own daughter and the city try to close down his pride and joy. All because someone on the inside stole that crucial deed that he was always talking about. All we know for now is that it was in the safe in his office before he died.
Hey, come on, slow down. He didn't plan it this way. He loved this place almost as much as he loved his kids. He knew there was no way the girls could keep this park in the family. Why, they can't even stand to be in the same room together. That's why he wanted to give it to us. Put someone here in charge, so it would be business as usual. I'm sure the deed said it all. Maybe that's why it's gone.
Give it to us? Boy, that's some gift, all right. Like we haven't busted our butts the last umpteen years making this place work, holding it together with chewing gum and toothpicks so the show could go on. And you, I don't even know what you're still doing here. You haven't made a dime in years.
Hey, come on, I'm doing this for the Champ. He'd give you the shirt off his back. Not like Janie. She wouldn't give you the parsley off of a fish. He was there for me. I'm not taking a powder now, and you're yakking. You could have made 10 times what you make here. You talk tough, but you're a marshmallow inside. You love the Champ, just like the rest of us. It's all explained in that real estate book on Champ's bookshelf. It's called Advertise Permission. If you stay on some land for a long, long time and everyone knows about it and no one says boo, then even if you're not the real deal legal owner, you might get to stay. Of course, Champ was planning to make it all nice and legal once he filed that piece of paper with the county recorder.
Yeah, once. That and 5 cents used to get you a cup of coffee. Right now, we don't even have that. We're sitting here empty-handed with a stolen deed and a few lousy hours left before they demo the place, and we get a one-way ticket to Palookaville. Makes me so mad. I mean, why now? Why did Champ have to go now?
Hey, come on, slow down. He didn't plan it this way. He loved this place almost as much as he loved his kids. He knew there was no way the girls could keep this park in the family. That's why he wanted to give it to us. Put someone here in charge, so it would be business as usual. I'm sure the deed said it all. Maybe that's why it's gone.
Give it to us? Boy, that's some gift, all right. Like we haven't busted our butts the last umpteen years making this place work, holding it together with chewing gum and toothpicks so the show could go on. And you, I don't even know what you're still doing here. You haven't made a dime in years.
Hey, come on, I'm doing this for the Champ. He'd give you the shirt off his back. Not like Janie. She wouldn't give you the parsley off of a fish. He was there for me. I'm not taking a powder now, and you're yakking. You could have made 10 times what you make here. You talk tough, but you're a marshmallow inside. You love the Champ, just like the rest of us. Hey, buddy, like the song goes, we've only just begun. What's with you anyway? Have a bad day? Well, thanks for nothing, and don't hurry back. I don't know. You were sure off to a great start, and you were looking good at the turn, but then you kind of petered out. Now you're just another nag at the track, another contender. Well, as they say, the weather is here. Wish you were beautiful. Hey, they're always telling me to be more understanding. God knows I've tried, but usually somebody drops the ball and breaks my heart. You and me, we've been through a lot together, and all I can say is that most of it was your fault. I hope you're gonna forgive my pun, but coming this far without finding the deed is like kissing your sister, even if she is rotten to the core, not to mention leaving us all out in the cold. Hey, for somebody who came so close, I don't understand why you're packing your bags right now. I know curiosity killed the cat, but aren't you a little interested in who did it? Well, even though they only play baseball every once in a while these days, it's still 3 strikes and you're out. You came pretty close. Maybe next time.
My dear, glad as I am to see you, this is the height of folly. Now, you heard the judge clearly. There's a great deal of risk here, as you well know. Your father would frown on such behavior.
Sorry, Preach, but I am not going to let them wreck this place without a fight. My dad always told me to fight for what you believe in. Well, I believe in this place. We're going to find out who took that deed. I've got some outside help. We're going to figure out where it's hidden. I mean, you know Janie. She'll turn this place into a parking lot, or worse if she can, and we'll all be out on the street.
But how can we trust somebody from the outside, especially from that paper? They all turned tail in a hurry. Sold us right down the river, they did. Sammy said it made perfect sense to him. He said, if they don't remember their lies, how do you expect them to remember their promises? It's all politics now. It's too much for me.
Alone in the midst of a crowd. Sometimes the hardest rains fall upon the sweetest flowers. Her daddy's only moments past, and her own sister can't wait to demolish the park. And she may do it too, if no one finds the deed that Champ was always speaking of. All one knows for sure is that it was taken from the old safe in his office after he died. Of course, if you try to help, they may turn on you next.
I don't know about that Sammy sometimes. I mean, he sticks up for these guys. It's his he-man complex. He says it's nothing personal, strictly business. It's just their way. Or, these guys aren't against us, they're just looking out for themselves. I mean, he makes it seem all so cut and dried, as if it's someone else's life we're talking about here. All I know is my friend is gonna need some help, and I hope you'll give him a hand if you can.
My dear, glad as I am to see you, this is the height of folly. Now, you heard the judge clearly. There's a great deal of risk here, as you well know. Your father would frown on such behavior.
Sorry, Preach, but I am not going to let them wreck this place without a fight. My dad always told me to fight for what you believe in. Well, I believe in this place. We're going to find out who took that deed. Got some outside help. We're going to figure out where it's hidden.
But how can we trust somebody from the outside, especially from that paper? They all turned tail in a hurry. Sold us right down the river, they did. It's all politics now. It's too much for me.
All I know is my friend is going to need some help, and I hope you'll give him a hand if you can.
Step back. Now address yourself and carefully attend the tiles immediately before you. Once the coins are all adjacent, a further task will appear.
Of course I loved him. He changed my life in ways I didn't have the courage to do. But I couldn't change myself in order to be loved by him. In this world, it's better to be hated for what you are than loved for what you aren't.
But if you loved him, why'd you let him go? You know, you used to say to me that his notches fit your nooks. And you guys seem so right together.
All I can tell you is that we each pay a different price for peace. And I'd rather love things that I can't have than have things that I can't love. Happiness ends, but sadness seems to hang around, just like you and me, still stuck in this old park.
You have struggled greatly to reach this point, and all are most grateful. You may yet succeed, but in any event, you are due an explanation. I, for one, was once the park's greatest star and foremost magician. And then, in an instant and a rage of fire, it was taken from me. And while Jamie, a mere whisper of a child, saved my life and dragged me from my trailer, there was really nothing left of or for me. I've tried as and when I could to watch after the park and Jamie, but ever from afar. So, as you leave to continue your search, remember, there are things that are known and things that are unknown, and in between, there are doors. Choose your next course wisely, lest you come to a most unfortunate end. Now, return through the passage to the gazebo and make your choice.
I can't believe it's you, after all these years.
Oh, my dear. Oh, there is much to explain. But for now, it's important not to diminish the moment. What matters is that we are here, and we have each other.
But where did you go? I mean, you disappeared right into thin air, and nobody believed me when I told them that you'd survived. Not even my dad. They thought I made it up. Except for Janie. I knew that she thought it was true.
But that, too, is for another time. Your father did know. I couldn't have lived without his protection. I have returned to care for you. On that account, I hope he will rest easy.
Did you hear that? The park is saved, thanks to you. And you did a pretty decent job on those games, if I have to say so myself. You know, those guys would never admit it, but you certainly didn't embarrass yourself. In fact, you made me proud. Can you believe it? The park is saved, and it's all because of you. I think you must have been practicing on those games when I wasn't looking, because you did a lot better than I expected, for an outsider. Hey, maybe we could find something full-time for you at the park once it's rolling again. I knew you could do it. You saved the park. I can't believe it. I don't think I've ever been this happy. I mean, you were great. Nobody beats the games like you did. It was like you were beating on a big drum, and you did it your way, too. You know, with Champ gone now, there's a pretty big set of shoes to be filled at the park, you know, to help get it rolling again. Now, I know we can't turn back the days that have gone, but I think that we could have quite a future together. You interested?
What do you want? Beat it. This door's for park employees only. I don't know how long there's going to be any employees, but until they tell me something different, that's all that comes this way.